Everybody having fun so far? Everyone's having a good time? Okay, this next segment of the show is one of my favorites. My co-producer, Dr. Greg Matthews, gives what I like to call a guest lecture. Give it up for Dr. Greg Matthews, everybody.
Gotta get these beer. Holy shit, this is awesome. I'm just a lowly professor, and I'm here at the Den Theater on a Thursday night. We were here last night on a Wednesday. We wanted a Thursday, and they were like, slow down guys, how about a Wednesday? And we were like, we'll take it. And then we got a Thursday this year, so if you'll allow me to extrapolate, that means in 2 years we'll be peaking on a Saturday in 2028. Caught us on the upslope. That also means in 2030 we'll be doing a brunch show on Monday. And if you're still here for that, I'll buy you a mimosa, okay? That's my promise to you. So, who am I? My name is Gregory Matthews. You can call me Dr. Gregory Matthews because I have a PhD in statistics, and I insist that you call me doctor. Because as I tell everyone, I sat through Joe Glass's design and experiments class, and I earned it the hard way. Oh my God, it was awful. If anyone here has not expected being squares, you know what I'm talking about? Silence. Exactly what you want to hear in a comedy show. Perfect. So what I like to do, my PhD's in statistics, what I like to do is take the topic of the show. Nope, let's go back. What I like to do is take the topic of the show, and I like to do a statistical analysis for it, okay? And so the topic of tonight's show is about space, okay? So you may be asking, why are you qualified to talk about space, Greg? You're just a statistician. I know, and I take that personally. Well, maybe you've heard of this man before, Galileo Galilei, a little guy named Galileo. Maybe you've heard of this guy before. The father of modern astronomy, an academic, and he fought with the Jesuits about science, okay? Now, if you take a little bit of a look at his academic tree here, you'll see Galileo's academic tree here. He's starting there in 1585. A lot of people at the University of Cambridge. Then you see some people down here at Harvard. Then this guy over went to Penn State, and that was my advisor. I'm a direct academic descendant. I'm a direct academic descendant of Galileo. So, yeah, I think I'm a little bit qualified to talk about space. Okay? He's just a statistician. I'll see you in the parking lot. So here's a fun Galileo fact for you, by the way. After his death, someone removed his middle finger and put it in a glass case. This is in a museum now, and there's a whole Wikipedia page about it. You should go home and read about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But Galileo was a Wikipedia page. Now, I don't have my own Wikipedia page, but I am the guy in tinfoil hat right there. I didn't Photoshop that for the show. That's really the tinfoil hat Wikipedia page. One of my students puts me on Wikipedia. I got a bunch of them. Go find me on Wikipedia. So what are we going to talk about tonight? So I wanted a data set to honor someone on the cutting edge of research, okay? So there's a lot of data sets out there on Kaggle. This is the Kepler exoplanet search results. This is the ESA Hubble images. There's also the James Webb Telescope images. And they've been honored enough, right? We've all heard of these people before. So tonight we honor this fucking guy. Huge fan. The aliens guy, I think his name is something like Giorgio Tsoukalos or something, and he's the aliens guy, and he keeps going, ancient alien astronauts. You know this guy? Okay. So tonight we're talking about UFOs, all right? And that right there is an AI-generated UFO, and as you know, if you've been to the show before, what is my one rule for using AI? Yell it out. Sexier. Do it again, but sexier. So there's the UFO sexier. Okay, so now you might be asking, why are you qualified to talk about UFOs, Greg? You're just a statistician. I'm getting real sick of you shitting on statisticians right now. My qualifications for talking about UFOs are that I know this guy right here. I went to college with this guy. I was in a fraternity with this man. I lived with him for 2 years in college at WPI. He's a former Navy pilot, and he now currently is an advocate for scientific inquiry into unidentified aerospace phenomena. This guy has been on Rogan. He's been on Joe Rogan twice. He was on an episode, and the next episode was Rod Blagojevich. Little Illinois connection. Let's give it up for Rod Blagojevich. No, yeah, don't clap for him at all. That's a good point. And so I didn't realize, I haven't talked to this guy in 25 years, so how did I find out? Well, I saw this. I went to sleep on a family vacation. I left the TV on. I was watching some documentary on CNN. I wake up in kind of a daze, and on CNN, Ryan Graves, the guy I went to college with 25 years ago, is in front of Congress testifying about UFOs. There are not drugs hard enough to hallucinate this kind of thing. That's how I found out about this. I was like, all right, I thought I broke with reality, but that's just what he does now. Navy pilot and Ryan Graves. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm qualified to talk about space, okay? We were in a frat together. So here's the question we're going to answer tonight. Here's the scientific question that I want to answer. I'm posing the following question. Can we build a reliable model to predict the prevalence of UFO reporting? So I want to try to build some sort of model where I can look at some inputs and see if that can help us predict the per capita rate of UFO reports in the United States. I'm fully tenured, and this is what I do with my time now. You've heard of quiet quitting? I'm loudly quitting. Like I'm telling you right now, in front of publicly. It's being recorded. Okay, so the UFO data we have is from it's something called NUFORC, the National UFO Reporting Center. This is NUFORC. And their website looks like this, which I love. It's just so ominous. Okay? He's looking at it. He's looking at something. Okay, so they have a whole bunch of every single report they have is publicly available. You can go download all these different reports. Okay, so I did what I do because I'm clearly not working anymore. I'm publishing things. So I downloaded the data. There's almost 150,000 records in this, and they go from 1400 to 2023. How do they have a sighting from 1400? All the real comedians are laughing at me. They're like, the real pro would have had the cap off already. Calm down, I've got tenure, so fuck you. No, I love you, Dave. All right. So these are all the variables we have. We have location, time, shape, duration, and the number of observers. And there's also text associated with all these records, okay? So we have characteristics. These are there's 13 or 14 of these things, and there's keywords like missing time, landed, marks on body, animals were disturbed. There's also a 1 or 2 sentence summary, and there's a full text report. Okay? And as an example, I'm going to show you one of these text ones that I found here. This is from Dayton, Ohio. It's sighting number 164425. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but I'd like to read you the highlights. You need this for space or you naked. Space and prophecies are a spacesuit. Also learn Greek brains and humans, and he wants to know he's not being funny. Not being funny. Then he says, then awakening the meat holds back the soul memories, and the paranormal Holy Ghost mouth most re-educate the brains. And then, of course, he did the logical thing. He left his social security number, his birth date, and then his battery cell phone life, 44%. Also, if you read that close enough, you can see there's Hitler mentioned in there. That's fantastic. All right. So you can see these are all pretty standard UFO reports. Now here's the audience participation part. What's the first thing we need to check? If you had a database of UFO reports and you were looking in the text, what would be the first sort of search term you would search for?
Alien probe.
Anal probe is the correct answer. So I got a little. This is the only audience in the world where that slide gets a laugh. You can't walk into a regular audience and show a grep and they get a laugh out of it. So I grepped anal probe, which is my new favorite saying, and we found it appears twice in the data set. So this guy, he was saying how he didn't want to report it because he was worried that he would get made fun of. People would call him a wacko, a nut job, and they would say, "Hey, did you get an anal probe?" Instance 2 was this, they were talking about how 4 of them were watching it. One of the guys said, maybe they are coming to give us an anal probe. Just then, the 3 of them ran back to the workplace and were afraid. They were scared of the anal probe. That makes sense. It's totally logical. Okay, so now let's look at some results. Let's do some exploratory data analysis where my students have. You got to do EDA before you start. When do sightings occur? So this is a bar chart of when sightings occur. You can see that throughout the week, Monday they increase. They peak on Saturday, and there's more on the weekends. And so this is just sort of I don't have a joke about it. It's just a histogram for you, or a bar chart. I made a radio plot because I'm working with some people. I'm working with a lab that they're here somewhere. They're working with times, and I had this code ready, and I was like, well, let's make a radio plot. And so you can see here that a huge majority of these are happening that's like 9 and 10 o'clock at night. And then I made a heat map here where you can see that yellow right there. On Saturday at like 9 or 10 o'clock, that yellow spot is when it's when a lot of these reports are being occurring, which is the prime time for doing drugs or alcohol. Right? So I don't know. It's a thing that I found. There's a heat map for it. Where do these sightings occur? So let's look at, we can't just count, we gotta do per capita because I'm a good statistician, even though I've given up on work. The fewest sightings overall per capita are in states like this. So I've done this by state. It's a lot of the states in the South. It's a lot of states in the South, and then you have mid-Atlantic things like New York, Maryland, and New Jersey, all right? The most sightings per capita are these states right here: Vermont, Washington, Montana, Alaska, et cetera, et cetera. And I made a little choropleth here to help you see this. What do you notice? So those top 6 states were things like, oh shit, I'm really unprofessional. Those top 6 states are Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Washington, Montana, and Alaska. What do all of those states have in common? I heard it. I heard it over here. I heard you yell too. You know, they all border Canada. The top 6 states with the most per capita UFO reports, they all border Canada. Okay? What does Canada have? What's the number one thing that Canada has? Moose! That is the correct answer! Moose! So I went and I got a data set of how many moose population in each state, and I wanted to see if it was correlated with UFO sightings, and I was not disappointed. The more moose you have in your state, the more UFO reports there are. And you're like, well, Greg, I took an intro stat class. It's probably not significant. Shut the fuck up! Look at that p-value! That's 2 stars in R. 2 stars. 2 stars. Hold on, there's more. But the next thing I did is I took the characteristics. So there's these 13 different characteristics of each of the reports. What I did is I took each report and I took each state and I aggregated them. I counted up how many of these characteristics occurred in each state. So each state had a vector of length 13, and it was a count of how many times that characteristic had occurred. And I measured the distance between those vectors, and I did a cluster analysis. Okay? So you get something that looks like this. You get states divided into 4 categories. Now, I genuinely think this is really cool. Just based on the characteristics of UFO reports, you get sort of this geographic clustering, which I don't have a joke for. I just think that's really fucking cool. I love statistics, right? So you have this clustering here of these green states right here. You have the red states where you have like the upper Midwest and New England. You have these purple states sort of out west and a few down in the south, and then you have these sort of outliers: Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado. So then what I did is I looked at what do each of these clusters, what characteristics were over or underrepresented in each of the clusters, okay? And so what you'll see is like cluster 4, which is the purple cluster here, there was 12% more than expected UFO reports with the characteristic left trail, and there was animals reacted was lower than expected, okay? So then I did this for cluster 3, which is the blue cluster. It was mostly aircraft nearby, which is because that's where like Roswell is, and people are just reporting planes, they're reporting military planes. Cluster 2 is animals reacted, and that's the whole Midwest, where it's like if every time a UFO gets reported, the cows get startled, right? I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know. All right. But this is the one that I'm really interested in. Is this red state, this red cluster number 1, which is the New England and the Upper Midwest. And what's overrepresented here is possible abduction and missing time. And so then, while I was doing my research for this presentation right now, I remembered reading an academic article about this, and I remembered reading this article in the Journal of Popular Culture. There was an article called Race, Citizenship, and Politics, or Why Aliens Do Not Abduct Asian Americans. Academic scholarship. And there was a line in this article that says the vast majority of Americans who claim to have been abducted are white. And I thought, oh my God, it's not the moose that are causing the UFO reportings, it's fucking white people. So what I did was, I went and got state by state what percentage of the population was white, and I wanted to see if the percentage of people who were white was correlated with UFO reports. And you get a plot that looks like this, and when you fit a trend line, it goes like this. Holy shit! It's like slowly taking off, and then you get to like the 90%ers, and it just goes to the stars. It takes right off. And again, what you're saying is, well, Greg, show me the p-value. Okay, I will. 3 stars, motherfuckers! 3 stars! For every 1% additional percentage of white, you get about 1 more per capita report of UFOs. That's crazy. So the question is, all right, well, they're probably correlated with each other. Can we actually combine these things? Can we put them into one model with 2 predictors? Can you do multivariate regression? Yeah, motherfucker, I can. I'm a full fucking professor. All right? I'm not none of this associate or assistant bullshit, right? So here's the plot of white percentage versus the moose, and I have the color here, and you'll notice that all the yellow states are either really white or they have a lot of moose. So I fit the regression model, I did a little LM for you, and I got this situation. They're both significant, 3 stars and 3 stars, motherfuckers! And I checked, I was like, oh, is this a multicollinearity situation? The correlation is actually negative, so it's not even a multicollinearity situation. I'm pretty sure I can publish this. You can always go down the journal hierarchy far enough to find someone who's doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. So yeah, all right, those are the p-values. So in summary, what I want you to take away from this is moose plus white people equals UFO. But hold on. What it's important to do is when you have a model, you have to go validate that model. So my model is predicting that white people and moose, more UFOs, right? So let's validate this a little bit. Let's go do some tests. So in the news recently, there was this quote right here. Blank says, aliens are demons and details obsession with UFOs. Who said that? Does anyone know who said that? It was J.D. Vance. And who is J.D. Vance? J.D. Vance is the white person. All right? Story checks out. As a second part of my validation, I went to New Fork, and I wanted to see who was on their board of directors, okay? So, I wanted to see who was on the board of directors, and there was these guys, Peter, Christian, and Dave, probably as white as you can be, but not as white as their other board member, this guy, James Clarkson, rocking a bolo tie. But here's the fucking crazy part. New Fork's archivist is a moose named Kevin McAndrews. That's my favorite joke of the night. Kevin McAndrews. I'm going to sleep at night going, Kevin McAndrews. And so while I was doing this validation, the about us is all the way to the right, but just to the left there's a file of UFO report. So I was like, okay, what do they got there? So I looked at this, and there's all these rules for, hey, it might be a Starlink satellite, it might be pulsating like some videos, and then down here it says, hoax and joke reports will be ignored. If you're thinking of submitting a hoax or joke report, save yourself the time and trouble. It will be ignored and immediately discarded. And to that I said, challenge accepted. I'm coming for you, Kevin McAndrews. So I had a student on February 24th, she's right over there. I had a student file a UFO report, and this is their UFO report. I saw a bright orange colored donut in the sky after leaving the show at the Den Theater. Shout out to our host, Den Theater. Basically, we exited, the story is we exited, and we saw a giant orange donut in the sky. After a short time, it didn't shoot off or fly away. I'm generally pretty skeptical about stuff like this, which is why the whole experience stood out and it stuck with me. And then, of course, I ended the report with, I'm Leo, my Costco membership number is, and a 23% cell phone battery life. Because that's, I guess, what you do when you write a UFO report? I don't know. So then we made it. We're on there right now. I saw a bright orange colored donut in the sky. We're in New Fork UFO sighting 196259, and I'd like to end with the drawing that we submitted along with this report here. This was hand drawn by my student Nora. Here it is. There it is. Oh, and there's a, okay. What I need than anything in the world is for everyone tonight to go home and go on to New Fork and tell them that you left the show at the Den Theater and you saw a glowing orange donut in the sky. Can you do that for me? Yeah, what have we learned today? I'm the tinfoil hat guy in Wikipedia. Kevin McGamers loves UFOs. Always put your social security number and phone battery life at the end of the UFO report. That's Nora. She filed the report. Follow the show on Instagram. Who will give it sexier?
Simply going for